Hey everyone, it's Ashley here again. I swear I'm eventually going to use my actual Nikon video camera that I have, but it's charging right now. There's always something that goes wrong when I'm about to record, and I'm impatient, so I want to just do it. Anyway, so better quality to come. So today, I wanted to just do the Goth Tag because I enjoy watching other people do it, and I thought, well, I have my own opinions on things and I have my own experience, so I might as well do it too. Here we go. Question number 1. How long have you been goth? So I like to say since I was 11, that's the truth, since I was 11 years old. It's funny because I feel like that's a very common answer that people have said is since they were 11, 10, 11, 12, around that time. So maybe that's just when people get really cool, smart stuff, I guess. They're just like, hey, I want to be awesome for the rest of my life, and this is the time to do it. I'm 11. I was 11. I was just, I guess that would be the age. Yeah, I was just starting middle school. Question number 2. I love these pictures in this thread. They're very funny. I don't know why they're so funny, but they're really funny. How were you introduced to goth? So I'm actually really proud of this answer. My father was a big influence for me. There's my kitty. That's Luna. She'll just sit there and stare at you guys the whole time. Hi, baby. She looks like a little lemur from Madagascar, but like a goth lemur. That's what she is. She's a goth lemur. She can be in this tag too. Okay, so anyway, my dad was a huge influence, and he would play like Rob Zombie, Metallica, Bauhaus, Joy Division, Smiths, The Cure, Cramps, whatever. Like, he just played all kinds of awesome music. So that's what I listened to, and then gradually I started downloading them or stealing his music and putting it on my iPod, my phone, blasting it in my room, and I probably was like 10 or 11. And as I was going into middle school, that influenced my style. And so, yeah. So, number 3. What gothic subgenre would you put yourself in? This question is super hard for me because I've thought about it before, and I'm like, what would I say if someone asked me that? I just don't know. I don't know. My influences are so vast, but mostly when I think of kind of like what influences my style, my particular style would be infamous characters like Elvira and Lily Munster. She's my girl. Vampira, Morticia, just spooky ladies. Really, I mean, they really influenced me a lot. But I love a lot of horror movies. So if there was like a horror goth, I mean, I know a lot of gothic people like horror, whatever. But yeah, kind of just like a spooky horror, somewhat, some kind of grungy, but some also classy. Yeah, that's my messy answer. Sorry, guys. 4. What do you believe to be the basis of the Gothic subculture? So I think this depends on the person. For me, I would say like the aesthetic aspect and the music are the base for me. It's kind of my go-to. But I really do think that it depends on the individual. For some people, it's the history. For some people, it's, I don't know, the community. For me, community isn't a huge one because I don't actually have a lot of like a big group of friends that are alternative. I wish I had a bigger one, but I don't know. I'll do a video on that maybe in the future, but yeah, I don't really have a huge community. So, what do you dislike about being goth? I hope I don't skip any of these. A lot of people say that they don't like the looks that they get and the comments that they get. I have gotten negative, you know, criticism or whatever, but I mostly get people who are just curious and just kind of want to know what it feels like to be edgy. whatever. So I wouldn't say that's my number one thing. I would actually say that it's the um, criticism to one another, the rules type thing that the people take themselves really, really seriously. And I just don't think, I think that like takes the fun out of everything. And I don't agree with that. So yeah, I know that, you know, there has to be some guidelines for which, because otherwise it would just be nothing. It would just be this abstract concept. I understand that, but I just think that sometimes people are hard on others. Like, you're not goth if you listen to Black Veil Brides. I don't listen to Black Veil Brides. I never have. It's not like I have this really negative opinion. I don't think they're amazing. From what I've heard, they're not amazing. Um, I don't listen to them. But I would never say you're not something, because it's really not up to me what that person is. So anyway, that's what I dislike. What do your parents think of it? So I already went over this with my dad, but so my dad was always very supportive. My mom does not dress like me and probably would never dress like me. Does not like the music that we listen to. Um, didn't always like get it, but that doesn't mean that she was harsh or mean or controlling about it either. So I did go through one part of my life where I was a moody teenager, a very moody teenager. Like, I was kind of a bitch. I was a bitch. They'll tell you I was a bitch, but I kind of went. It was high school's a hard time and middle school's a hard time. So you're kind of finding an identity, and going through a lot of mental issues. I went through a lot of mental issues. Um, so the music that I was listening to, like, blast it in my room, and it just happened to be that day that I was being a moody bitch. So I think as parents, this was their first child. They didn't really know how to respond to this, so I think they just kind of assumed, well, shit, it must be the screaming music that she's listening to, with all the cursing and stuff. So they did go through a stage where it was like, oh, give me your CDs, and I had to kind of take a step back and realize they don't understand, and I need to kind of, as best as a teenager can, explain to them that it has nothing to do with my music. And I did that, and it was a hard time, but I'm proud of my parents for how they responded after that. So yeah, we did go through a little bit of a rough patch, but it's okay. It's all good. And I just want to add to that too, as I'm thinking about it. I'm really sorry to those of you who have really closed-minded parents who do not accept you. I am truly sorry, because I had a lot of friends that were like that, and unfortunately it backfired on their parents, because they really got out of control and did things that I wouldn't have done, even, and I just felt bad for them, because I understood why they were doing it, and I understood where it was coming from. So if you are a young person, or even an older person who still has issues with your family, I'm really sorry. And I guess if you ever need anything, you can talk to me. I did not go through it personally, but I'm sure I could offer some words of wisdom. So if you ever, need some tips from someone who's older or whatever, just leave me a comment or message me or whatever. Okay. So this is a fun one. Eyebrows or no eyebrows? Both. So I have eyebrows from here to here, I believe, and the rest of them are shaved. The reason I do this is I do have to maintain a somewhat professional aesthetic at times, so it's a little bit easier for me to have at least something to make look natural. I don't typically like natural looking eyebrows, natural looking a lot of things, but I do leave a patch there. It also is just easier because it helps you figure out where you're going. It's a little guideline. So both. I don't like having eyebrows. I don't even remember the last time I had them. I shaved them when I was like 11. So I don't remember when I had them. But I know that they weren't cute, and I have old pictures of them, and they just looked like fucking caterpillars or something. But I'm really weird about eyebrows, and I tend to think that, I don't know, like, some people can just rock it. I've seen a lot of alternative girls and boys who, like, just rock having eyebrows, and I just can't do it. Plus, I don't have the patience for that, so no eyebrows, mostly. What is your favorite band? You know, I don't have one. Um, when I listen to music, I have such ADD. It's not even funny. I will change it every 5 minutes. I have Apple TV with iTunes, so when I'm like cleaning around the house and stuff, I mean, I'll come back every 5 minutes and change not only the song but the artist, and I just never stay on anybody. Right now, I'm listening to I See Stars, and I at first did not like them because they have like a sort of like a hardcore feel. I don't even know if that's what they're supposed to be. I think they're like a cyber. I'm not cyber. Sorry, like a electro whatever. I'm not good at music genres. Electronica and rock, whatever. If you guys have listened to them, you know what I'm talking about. But I like them right now. I'm listening to New Demons, and I like the album, and I listen to it a lot in my car. But yeah, I have a lot of favorites. Again, not a helpful answer. Your opinion on Marilyn Manson? I have always supported him. I consider myself like a lifelong fan. I'm not going to stalk him or follow him on every single tour. Nope. Hate to anybody who does. That's cool. I'm not at that level. Um, I'll always listen to his music and I'll always consider myself a fan. I haven't been the biggest fan of like his last few albums. I think this new album, even though I downloaded and I haven't really listened to the whole thing, but I think it's actually getting better. But the last few, I don't know what it was about it. It didn't feel like, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it. But I do love him overall. What were your baby bat days like? There's Herman. He'll just come and sit by his sissy and his mama. Or he'll leave. Oh, oh, that's why. So weird. Baby, do you want to come say hi? Come here. Come here. Come here, you want to say hi? He's a baby. I'll do a video on my animals and kind of like their rescue stories, but anyway. So my baby bat days were tragic, super tragic. I think a lot of people's were, and that's so comforting to see other people that weren't like, I was super polished and perfect when I was a baby bat, because I wasn't. Fuck no. So at first, my eyebrows were they were still there for the first like 6 months, I would say. I just had these like super thick eyebrows with like no shape. It was terrible. And I would still put like eyeshadow on them because I didn't understand that people only do that. Not only because really, I mean, you have sometimes people have to shave their or shade their eyebrows, not shave them. Um, so I ended up putting just plotting eyeshadow on my eyebrows, and it just looked terrible. And then the raccoon eye that is not like a smoky eye, it's just a raccoon eye that just was like. So yeah, band tree shirts and black pants and Converse. And then as I started to get more into it, my big thing was bright colors, like all the way under my eye, which would look good now that I actually know how to do my makeup. But at the time, I looked like a clown on meth. Yeah, that's it. They were bad. They were not cute. But okay, so I guess I just talked about like physically, but in terms of like I had a big group of friends, which was cool. I fit in with a lot of people actually. A lot of people liked me even though I didn't dress like everybody. I mean, I could go sit at the cheerleader table and talk to them for a little bit cuz everybody liked me. I don't know. That sounds so conceited. Everybody liked me. But I'm a very friendly person. I was outgoing, and so I kind of made friends with a lot of different people. But I mainly would sit at at the weird people table, which is at the bottom of the hill. The hill is where all like the theater kids sat and like the choir kids. I was in choir, but I didn't sit with them because um, I didn't want to sit on the hill. Kind of had a bad connotation, so I sat at the bottom of the hill with all the weird kids. punks and the goths and whatever else. So yeah, I think that's everything. I think that's all of it. Yeah, it is all of it. Okay, so that was the goth tag. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, follow me on social media, and look for a video next. Say bye, Lulu Bug. Sleepy. Okay. Bye, guys.